Welcome back everybody. In this video I'm going to be showing you a game jam game I've just finished. It's called The Last Truly Great Drum, and I'll explain why it's called that in a minute. It's a very simple, almost like a drum simulator game in GB Studio where you just press the A or B with the arrow keys and then it plays the drum. So it's part of this game jam called Let's Talk Game Jam, meaning the Let's Talk Game Design, which is a YouTube channel I watch, and I recommend you guys watch it too. They're very good at explaining design theories, and they're just very likable in the way that they're actually making their own games, and it means everything they're saying they're testing, so it means that they actually have some insight themselves. And the constraint of this jam is that the title's initials have to be LTGD, just like Let's Talk Game Design, and that's basically the only thing that you have to worry about. It's 9 days long, ends in 2 days from when I'm recording this, and I've basically finished already. I will need to fix a couple of little bugs, obviously make the artwork and stuff for uploading it. But the main thing I wanted to talk about is the limitations of how I set up the music. If I was to do it again, I would definitely use GB Studio's built-in music thing, but because I know the legacy and the old GBT player, I think it was called, I was able to make it extremely fast, the sounds, using OpenMPT, which is a free software online. But I'll show you the limitations now that I'm referring to. So here's the intro screen. Press start. So it says, in a world of silence, one drum remains, the last truly great drum, and you are the drummer. And obviously it's made for the LTGD Jam, playable on Game Boy, and if we press A, it's cymbals, if we press B, it's drums. But also if you add in a direction with the arrow keys, it will do a different drum. So as you can see, it's very basic, very simple. And the limitation I'm referring to is that you can't play two sounds at once. The reason why is if we look how I've set this up, you see here, when you press A, it then checks to see if we're, actually what it does first is stop the music, but I'll explain why I did that in a minute. So we press A and it checks, are we holding down an arrow? And obviously left, it says this symbol. You can see which symbol I'm referring to by the red thing there. So it's obviously the top left one. And it plays the music track, right? So when you play a music track, you can only play one music track at a time because there's only 4 channels on a Game Boy for the sound, and the music track takes up all 4. You can play sound effects while the music's playing, but it will overwrite the music. Plus, the sound effects are only like, there's only 3 different sounds. It would work well for say like a piano or something, because you could play the notes alongside the music. But the drums, they're using the noise channel, all of them. So they have to overwrite each other. The reason why I put that stop music before this is because when you, let's say I wanted to keep pressing the same note over and over again, or the same drum or cymbal, it wouldn't actually work. Because if you're playing a track already, it's not gonna start it from the start. It's just gonna say to itself, it's already playing, why would you want to play it again? So you would have to stop the music and press start and press play again. So to make it even more efficient, I made sure it has to stop music before everything and then plays the track once it knows where it needs to go. And each of these has its own music track. And if we go down far enough, we'll also see the drum one, and it's exactly the same. So when you press B, it stops the music and then it checks which direction. And obviously at the very end of all these checks, it checks if there's nothing, and then it just does the bass drum or the symbol with the foot down. So technically what I'm saying is this specific game can't be more complicated the way I made it so far. I can't have overlapping sounds, but if I was to do it again, I would definitely try and use the built-in music player in GB Studio Free and maybe make a sequencer style game where you can choose, the melody, if there's bass, if there's drums, take things out and bring them back in. I don't know what's possible in GB Studio Free now, but I know that they do have, if we have a look here, music and sound effects, set music routine. And I'm not sure what that even means. I don't know if there's any information on it on gbstudio.dev. I haven't actually looked. But basically, I would want to try and see what is possible in the GB Studio Free, knowing that in GB Studio 2, this way of setting it up with the old music player doesn't work because you're overlapping sounds and it has to stop the sounds. So when you're really playing the drum, you would play the bass drum and the cymbal or the snare at the same time, and that's completely normal, but in this is obviously not. And yeah, obviously we talked about why it's LTGD. To come up with a name and also to come up with a game, I put the letters into like a random acronym generator, and when I found drum, I was like, okay, that's actually a good idea. I could make a drum game, and then I had to fit the first three words to make it make sense. So the last truly great drum is what it came out as, and obviously the idea that you're in a world of silence and this is the only drum left is just a small hook. Obviously, it could just be a drum simulator, but why is it the last truly great drum? That was the reasoning. So yeah, I'll be providing the files for this game to my Patreon members. You can play the game for free on itch. I'll be uploading the bug fixes and changes beforehand. But yeah, before I go, I just wanted to touch upon the battleship game I'm making. Obviously, I put a post up on my Patreon explaining why there's been no videos by it recently. I also shared that post onto Twitter. But basically, it's taking forever to put in all the values for all the boats in the 100 tile grid. I have to go through and make sure everything is correct, and I'll make a video of it once it's done explaining why it took so long and like showing you what I mean. But yeah, just know I haven't given up on that. It's still in the works. I'll put my Patreons up on screen right now. Thank you very much to you guys. You guys are the best. Remember to like the video if you like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what you thought of the video, and also if you've joined the LTG Jam. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.